I'd like to give my brief introduction. I am Syed Hamid Hassan and I am founder of EdShopster. We are building apps, AI apps, and also recruitment apps for schools and teachers as well. And we decided to do this for the community of teachers because there has been not much talk about the national curriculum framework, and it's a 300 and 600 page document. So we wanted to decode it for you, and that's why we are doing this. Now I will just start the session. I would like to tell you that today with us we have our very special guest who will be giving a keynote speech to all the fellow educators. I would like to welcome Dr. Fauzia Khan. Dr. Fauzia Khan, who is a distinguished member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, from the Nationalist Congress Party and a prominent leader in the Indian political landscape. As a national president of the women's wing of the Nationalist Congress Party and a member of Parliament in the Rajya Sabha, she has been instrumental in shaping policies and legislation that impact the nation. Dr. Khan has a rich political background spanning over 2 decades. She has also been a two-time member of Legislative Council, the upper house of Maharashtra legislature, as the first Muslim woman in the state to serve as a minister in the Maharashtra government. Dr. Khan has been a role model for women from minority communities. She served as Minister of General Administration, Education, Health, and Women and Children Development, where she initiated several progressive reforms to improve the state's governance and welfare system. She heads the Federation of All Maharashtra Minority Education Organization, which runs several educational institutions in Parbhani, where she began her political journey. Further, she is also a member of Maharashtra State Work Board. Dr. Khan's passion for public service has earned her numerous accolades, including the prestigious Sansad Ratna Award for being the best parliamentarian 2 times in consecutive 2 years. She is a dynamic leader who is committed to promoting gender equality, education, and social justice.
It's very nice to be here, and I feel privileged to be addressing all teachers gathered here. And as you were reading the names, I thought there were many eminent among them, and it's so nice to be addressing them. Teachers play a pivotal role in shaping the minds and futures of our children, our future generations, and that means our nation. So actually, we are nation builders. If anyone can be called a nation builder, it is the teacher. And a teacher it is who has the power to either make a nation or break a nation. So I'm talking to the most powerful class of citizens. My question here is, are we really conscious of the power that we hold? And the immense responsibility that goes parallel with this power. Teachers impart education. Now, this brings us to the question of what exactly is education. Education is not simply making students learn literacy and numeracy skills. Education is something way beyond that. It is creating a human being, creating a wholesome a personality who is intellectually superior, physically healthy, mentally robust, emotionally balanced, socially compatible, morally upright, ethically relevant, cognitively compliant, with polished language as well as literacy, aesthetic, and cultural aspects. So there are so many aspects to building up a human being. And education, it is said, is the change that we bring in a person. So a person is born with certain attributes, but what actually happens through education is that we change and polish the entire personality. And that is the job of us teachers. Today, I would like to shed light on the National Curriculum Framework 2022 for the foundational stage and the National Curriculum Framework 2023 for school education. So I'll be limiting myself to these two levels of education. These frameworks, it is said, have been designed to revolutionize our education system and create a brighter future for our children. But I say that as long as this framework is on paper, it is absolutely nothing. The revolution takes place only and only if it is implemented by the teacher in the right spirit. So, the National Curriculum Framework for the foundational stage is a significant step towards implementing the vision of the National Education Policy 2020. As far as foundational learning is concerned, neuroscientific research reveals that more than 85% of a person's brain development takes place before the age of 6. Underscores the critical significance of early childhood care and education in every society. And once you focus at this level of education, I think everything else falls into place. So, in this respect, NCF aims to transform the school education system in India by bringing positive changes to the curriculum and the pedagogy. The NCFFS recognizes that the curriculum is not just about textbooks and syllabi, but encompasses various factors that affect education, such as teachers' capacities, parental involvement, access to institutions, available resources, the administrative support structures. So, all these things matter, but it is the teacher's role that is the ultimate core. And the role of the teacher is just of the facilitator. The student's role, the student's participation,
Hello?
the student's
Have you
action
joined?
is vital for effective learning to take place. Effective learning implies learning to observe, learning to explore, learning to think, learning to analyze and apply. The approach should be from the student's point of view. Every teacher must keep it in mind that the approach has to be I learn, I experience, I act, I participate, I play, I move, I explore, I express myself, and I learn to learn. And I inculcate the skills of language, skills of numeracy, skills of thinking, skills of questioning, observing, exploring, classifying, analyzing, and so on. So, this is the job of us teachers, and the National Curriculum Framework makes it all the more important for us to be in this role. Because one of the key objectives of the NCFFS is to provide a clear understanding of what education should look like in our new vision for schools. It is designed to be relatable, usable by all stakeholders, including teachers, educators, school leaders, and other functionaries of the school education system. The NCFFS places the teacher at the heart of the practice of education, just as I said earlier, recognizing his or her crucial role in shaping the learning experiences of students. The foundational stage, which encompasses the first 5 years of education, from ages 3 to 8, is a critical period in a child's development or a human being's development. So the NCFFS acknowledges the holistic nature of the stage and aims to address all domains of development, as I said, physical, social, emotional, ethical, cognitive, language, as well as other aspects of literacy, aesthetic, and cultural aspect. It emphasizes the importance of developing foundational literacy and numeracy skills as well, which are absolutely essential for future learning. But what is at the core of this approach is the play based learning approach, which is recommended in this framework. Joyful, play way, because at this age, children tend to behave in a certain way. Creating a fun filled activities in the class is what attracts them and it creates learning. And it is said that focus on the 3 R's, reading, writing, arithmetic, retards mental growth of the child, intellectual growth at the child at a later phase in life. So it recognizes that children learn best through play and provides a range of activities. Like in the framework, there are a range of activities mentioned that are conversation, stories, songs, music, art, outdoor games, and field trips to foster their development. But as I said earlier, that the teacher's role is absolutely crucial. And unless the teacher really makes it happen, and it is not just a mechanical activity, it will not help. So, just training is not enough. I think commitment and the teacher enjoying the activity in the classroom is also absolutely important. We have our own problems in life, we have our own sadnesses, sorrows, everything, but we can't bring them to the classroom. We need to be happy, look happy, become children with the children. And that is very important. So we need to dance and sing and play, and we need to shed off all possible inhibitions that are there so that children associate themselves with us and we are able to uh, mold them according to the way we want. The NCFFS emphasizes the need to situate teaching and learning in the context of the child. So, this is what it is, using their home language. Using the mother tongue is a very important aspect in our framework, and we incorporate local traditional stories, rhymes, songs, other material games that are relevant to the local situation, to the environment from which the child originates. And this is one important aspect of the national curriculum framework. It also emphasizes the importance of inclusivity, catering to diverse needs and levels of children, including those with special needs. Children tend to make fun of each other. Sometimes when a child tends to stammer or child has some kind of a disability, other children, children at this age are very, very cruel and they tend to make fun of the other child. It is the job of the teacher to boost the confidence of that child in a way that it will remain with the child forever. So, I remember my teacher when I was a little child. I remember my teacher, she took my notebook and she looked at it and told me, see, Fauzia, your handwriting can improve and your handwriting can become very good. The problem with you is that you are crowding your letters very close to each other. Create a space between them and your handwriting will become good. And for me, this was absolutely magic. I said, yes, of course. And when I started creating those spaces, lengthening the space between one letter and the other, I found that my handwriting suddenly became good. And I suddenly started getting appreciation from everybody that yes, she's writing well. So that one teacher with that one little tip helped me. And this is what is required, personal attention to somebody. So this is how one aspect of my educational whatever requirement was improved because of one single teacher. Assessment is another very important aspect, especially in the foundational stage. It is seen more as an enabler for learning and development rather than a mere evaluation. So we have to focus on the way we are assessing children. It focuses on systematic and careful observation of children's work and progress, enabling teachers to understand their individual needs and provide appropriate support when it is needed, like exactly I said. So even in the NCFS, they highlight the importance of creating an enabling an ecosystem that empowers teachers, provides academic, administrative support, ensures adequate infrastructure and learning resources in each institution. But what if these things are not there? The teacher is still there and she can make it happen. While the NCFS holds great promise for transforming education at the foundational stage, it is not without challenges. As I told you, you may not have access to many things. There may be access issues, quality related deficiencies in the curriculum. It may be there. We cannot claim that whatever is there in the curriculum can take us to very high quality. There may be shortage of qualified and trained teachers. Here I would like to say that today in the Anganwadis, where most of the children from the rural background, they attend Anganwadi centers, and in these centers, they are supposed to give pre-primary foundational learning as well as care and nutrition. But what is the eligibility criteria for the recruitment of an Anganwadi worker? It is class 4. So the expertise that is needed at this level, I think, is missing there. And no matter what amount of training is given, I think the expertise that is needed to identify the potential in the child, the problems in the child, the behavioral problems, the deficiencies, all this requires much more efficiency and a better qualification than what is there. So we have a gap here between the urban and the rural. We have a huge gap where sometimes in pre-primary centers, pre-primary education centers in urban cities, you have got highly qualified people, highly able, capable people who take care of this, while in the rural areas, we have to be content with the Anganwadi workers. So I think this disparity needs to be taken care of. We need faster progress in implementing these innovative methods and approaches that I am talking of. So, this is the reason why at school level, a proper research attitude is not developed. So, at elementary stages, developing of curiosity, observation, reasoning, logical thinking, analysis, classification, all these skills have to be developed in children in order that they develop a research attitude. It encourages students to choose subjects from different streams, fostering a multidisciplinary approach to learning, this framework. And it also suggests modular board exams and the introduction of a semester system in class 12.